today's job, we are still databasing published phylogenies, and in this case we're going to pull one off Open Tree of Life. So this is a published tree. Here's a paper this was taken from, and I haven't come across this one before, but I do like what they've done here. There's a big problem in phylogenetics. A lot of people they present their phylogeny as robust when they've actually used very narrow criteria for this. But in this case, they use really quite diverse indices to assess the robustness of their result. And I wish more people would do like this. So a nice study. So the tree is, I don't know if the authors put it on Open Tree of Life themselves or some other creator did this, but this is currently going through Blatodia, insect order, the roaches and termites, and there's only for these currently there's only 2 studies for this insect order, and even only one of these is actually integrated into the current synthesis tree. But still, I'll be currently doing the other one, which is a very large tree, so a good contribution. Here it says synthesis status, so it says need review. That means it's not integrated, but someone has done mapping. So here's the Newick, and you'll immediately see a few weird things here. There's a number before the genus name for this terminal ID, and abbreviations. CF tax is okay as a tax number abbreviation, but it just says after this a single letter K, which doesn't really mean anything. It may mean something only to the people who worked on this. So this needs reducing to just this string here, and someone has actually gone through this process. What Open Tree of Life they call it OTU mapping. So let's quickly go through how they've adjusted the terminal IDs. So in this case, near Pantua, which presumably means it's probably this genus, and the species is totally unknown. So in this case, I think I would, for a large synthesis tree, I think it's okay to assume this is that taxon. So in this case, we've got a technical word for this is non-canonical ID for the species. Often it's used for it's a way to kind of delineate, but not really assign to a formal species. And here you can just put all you can infer is the genus name here. Again, there's a lot of these, for some reason they've put a number before the genus name, and that needs removing. CF, another taxonomic abbreviation. This is a standard, that's fine. Now here, Termes group. Not exactly sure what that is. Species is species groups, and it's I'm not sure if it's genus groups offhand. So here we have something a bit unexpected. So we have a genus name, then we have some very general descriptive terms used in the ID. Big punctuated. That's some. It's a taxonomic. It's a morphological description, and 2 dots, which margins unmarked. So the general terms used where you should really be using formal taxonomic ideas. So Open Tree of Life have correctly just identified these as and remove them, just to put them to this to the genus name only. I see another one here, short, which can roughly describes a specimen, but it can't really be used. We have some presumably subspecies here. So we have words starting uppercase, usually genus, words, well, always genus, usually genus, words starting lowercase, species. So this must be a subspecies, and it seems they have assigned it as such. So it's retained, and also we have the same thing here, same species, but 2 different subgenera. So this would be informative in a tree, but generally for large trees we're aiming for species level, and it's not really practical to go any deeper range in the short term. So again, we have some subspecies here. So this genus curiously has so unassigned would be SP. They put NR. Usually there would be a species name after, but there's no such species name, so it can only be genus. Anyway, so we have species ambiguous, genus congeners. So this is uninformative. So there will be some terminals on tree which need pruning. And we have what looks like a NCB accession before the name, and this looks like a cosmopolitan cockroach species, and which should be a space between here. This is the species. So there's several problems here. Several problems in one. So we have a inconsistent labeling for some reason. Accession, then no accession, and we have a species repeat, and we have a problem with the space has gone AWOL somewhere. So there's a bunch of things need processing. Now in this case we have the Open Tree of Life. The curator of this has already done a lot of the legwork, so we can use their mapping file. So I've just made, I wonder why they have not assigned this to a species, to a taxonomy. And it looks like a valid. It looks like a typical name, but I'll just copy that across. But anyway, this is a very large tree. There's a lot of. What's the total size of this? 500. Very, very big. Oh, another problem here. We have species unknown, genus unknown, tribe unknown. It's assigned only to subfamily, which is not really a useful range. So we'll need to prune these also. So quite a lot needs doing, but some of it's been done already. So we'll have them save this mapping file and then swap out the. So this is what we need to swap out these for according to the mapping file. So I base a lot of the processing scripts on same thing. So this is what I'm starting with. It already uses the mapping file and the Newick string, and but there'll be a bunch of other things we need to do in addition to this. But this is our starting point. So 3 files into this. Just if I can notice another issue. We have scientific notation branch lengths. This confuses the various software, so I wouldn't recommend using these. You need to, but for my processing, I just remove branch lengths anyway. Just deal with the topology. So the script is reading the mapping file, which we just saw. Reads the tree and swaps out the original terminal IDs with those which have been mapped to the taxonomy. But there's a lot more we'll need to do. So we have partial. So I have some things which haven't been, which look fine but haven't been processed. So let's check this is in the mapping file here. And it's not. It's praised. Okay, so that means this is incomplete. So maybe that's why it's not been integrated. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot here, which is not been mapped. The genus name has, but the species hasn't. So we'll have a while loop and anything. So OpenTreeOfLife has single quotes for its tree terminals. So we'll just look for the single quote and the binomial and ending single quote and replace it with, well, my preferred is just underscore separated binomial. So next we need to deal with this. This is caused by scientific notation branch lengths. So we already have a line for removing branch lengths, so we start with the colon, but it's not recognizing these. It's unrecognizing the floating points. So if we had they use an E, it can be upper or lowercase. In this case, it looks like using lowercase, then it's a minus, then it's some digits. So we can just add lowercase e minus, and that should deal with those. So next we have a number 1 before the terminal ID, otherwise a normal binomial. So we search for the binomial, put 1 before and ignore the 1. Species ambiguous, terminal, genus assigned, and has a some non-canonical code which needs to be removed. So I'll just assign this A to Z, say 1 to 4 instances of, then replace this with just underscore SP, which is my preferred way to denote species ambiguous. So here we have a, I guess this, I assume this is genus name. I'm not taught this OID threw me a bit. Sounds a bit like a super family, but I don't think so. Super family would maybe have an E or something after. Anyway, a bit sloppy. There's a space after and then nothing. So we need to SP space and remove this. Replace with underscore SP. And notice here we will have okay, look at this. It's presumed genus, and this is all uninformative. These should really have been. There's no. I don't see any point to. Well, there's a point to testing monophile of this genus, but otherwise for synthesis, this can't really be used. So fine. Yes, this can be included if it's relevant for this study, but this is something for synthesis. These need to be delineated because you can't really differentiate these when you're trying to integrate it with something similar from a different data set. So yeah, a bit more. Anyway, let's anything else which not been. Okay, what's this? CF. So this is a quite commonly used taxonomic abbreviation, so I usually keep this. Similar thing, but without the number. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, so firstly, this is a subfamily, so it would be pruned. It's not really sufficient resolution. Also, the gen Z, gen J, which who knows what that means. So this will need pruning, but first we'll still need to get rid of the single quotes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through these lists again, try and note which are higher taxon names, and these will need pruning. So this is a bit similar to this one, but this non-canonical ID has a number also. So in this case, just add \D after the uppercase letters. Alright, so now looks like we're almost there, so I need to search now for the quotes. Don't actually see any. So it's been written to this file, so let's just grep single quote so I can see it properly. Oh, okay, done. No, we haven't done this, just noticed. Okay, got a problem here. So Open Tree of Life have pointed out some very problematic taxon names, and here is one example here. So this is in a insect phylogeny, but the name is also a genus name used in something unrelated or thought to avoid it. This sounds like, are they grasshoppers or dragonflies? I forget which. And we have, it's been the same here. Endoterygota. So these are other insects, metamorphic insects. So first thing I should do is I know I have the same thing here. So I'm going to make this one I need to make a note of, because I use a taxonomic framework specific for insects. So in this case it doesn't matter. This will not be included in my taxonomic system, but this one would be. So I need to make a note of this. This might cause me a problem later. One thing I should do by default is look for parentheses in a mapping file, because otherwise we've caused a problem here. We've inserted that parentheses into a Newick string, which is very fundamental structure is defined splits by parentheses. So bit of a problem. So that's my fault. I should remove all these. Okay, you can see the error here. Now I should have corrected it. And no space left. So okay. So it was already a little awkward to do quite a few things to deal with. Every tree is a bit different, and so various idiosyncrasies, and so every single tree pretty much needs curating in some way. And there's a good example of various little things needed cleaning, even after someone already has gone through the process of mapping to taxonomy. There's still a few more things. Finally, so that already took a bit of time to do, so I think we'll just leave it at that job. There's only one other thing, is these species ambiguous genera. I'm going to put a SP. So if it appears to be just it's a single word, and it looks like a genus name, then add SP. Okay, that looks good. Okay, what is this here? That sounds like a species name, and this that looks like a typo to me. Let's see what Open Tree of Life have done with this case. Okay, it's not included in the mapping file. So this is an incomplete one. So yeah, yet another fineness in the so this is near zero length, so these are identical. So these are same species, and seems to be simply caused by a typo. So I think I'll insert, well, this is missing from the mapping file. I'll insert this SP for this. Right, so okay, that's already a little bit awkward to do that, so I think I'll call it there. These need delineating. It's not really a job done. These still need, if there's a terminal, species ambiguous terminal, and a species known terminal, then there's no need to have this. So these need identifying and pruning, and that will be the main other job to do. Well, I can save that to another time, so I think I'll just call it there, and job done till next time.